everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. In today's video we will make this beautiful jar cozy which can be used as a flower vase cover, or you can also turn it into a beautiful lantern by placing lights or candle inside it. Let's have a look at the things we will need for today's project. So I'll be using this red yarn from the brand Big Twist. It's an acrylic yarn. I will also need a black color yarn. It's from the same brand. I will also need a crochet hook which is of size 4.5 and a mason jar with a broad bottom. We'll start by making a magic ring and then make a chain of 3. This chain of 3 is considered as a first double crochet. Next we will make 11 double crochets into the magic ring. So overall, along with the chain of 3, we will have 12 double crochets. Pull the tail to close the ring and then slip stitch to the third chain of our first stitch. Next, make a chain of 3 considered as the first double crochet and make another double crochet into the same stitch. So for this round we are going to make 2 double crochets in each of the stitches. So since we had 12 stitches in our first round, so we will have 24 stitches overall for this round. At the end of the round, as usual, slip stitch to the third stitch and then make a chain of 3. So this chain 3 is a first double crochet. So in the next stitch we are going to make 2 double crochets. So for this round the pattern will be 1 double crochet in one stitch followed by 2 double crochet in the next stitch. So we will do this 12 times. So at the end of the round you should have a total of 36 double crochets. At the end of the round, slip stitch to the third chain of our first stitch. So at this point we have completed this flat circle and we will see if this fits the base of the jar. Since the base is ready, now we are going to increase on the height of the cozy, so we will not increase any more stitches. So here we have done a chain of 3 and then we are going to make 1 double crochet in each of the stitches. So for this entire round we are just going to make 1 double crochet in each of the stitches, and at the end of the round, as usual, we are going to slip stitch to the third chain of the first stitch. So you can see that we are getting the height of the cozy. At this point we are going to change our yarn to a black yarn. we are going to pull the black yarn through the existing loop, and then we are going to make a chain of 3. So this chain 3 is our first double crochet. Then into the next stitch we are going to make 1 double crochet. While making the double crochet, make sure to hold the tail yarns under it so that we can crochet over it. So now we have 2 double crochets. After that we'll make a chain of 2 and we will skip the 2 stitches and then make 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So the pattern for this entire round is 2 double crochet in 2 stitches, then skipping next 2 stitches and making a chain 2 over it, and then 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches again. So we will repeat this entire pattern for the row. So at the end of the round we are going to make a chain of 2 and then slip stitch it to the third chain of the first stitch. For this design we just need 1 row in black, so we are going to change our yarn back to red color. So we'll pull our yarn through the loop and then we are going to make a chain of 3. This chain 3 will be our first double crochet, and from this row we will start making our dragonfly pattern. So for that we will have to make a total of 8 double crochets in the first 8 stitches. So since we have chain of 2, those chain of 2 will be considered as 2 stitches. So we are going to make 2 double crochet over 2 stitches and then 2 double crochet over the chain of 2. So total you should have 8 double crochets. Now we will make a chain of 1 and skip 1 stitch and make a double crochet in the next stitch. The space that we have here is the bottom part of the dragonfly that we are going to make. So we will have 2 dragonflies, one on the front side and one on the back side. So after that space we are going to make 17 double crochets. So you will be making 2 double crochets over 2 stitches and 2 double crochets over the chain of 2. So this way we are going to complete 17 double crochets. So after we have completed 17 double crochets, so here we have completed, after the gap that we have left here, we have completed a total of 17 double crochets, and now we will have to create another gap. So for that we will chain 1 and make 1 double crochet in the over the chain of 2. So generally we make 2 double crochets. Since we made 1 double crochet, so there will be a gap created out there. Following this we will make 9 double crochets and then at the end slip stitch to our very first stitch. So as you can see we have a gap on this side and a gap on the other side as well. So we will slip stitch to the third chain as usual, and then we will make a chain of 3. This chain of 3 is considered as a first double crochet. After that we will repeat the same pattern that we did in the previous round. So we will make 8 double crochets, and after the 8 double crochet we had left one gap by skipping one stitch. So over the same space we are going to chain 1 and then make a double crochet in the next stitch. So as you can see, there is now 2 gaps, one over the other. Now make 17 double crochets till we reach the other gap that we had. So we have reached here and we are going to chain 1 and skip to create a gap on the other side as well, and make double crochets on the remaining 9 stitches and then slip stitch at the end. So we will slip stitch at the end and then chain 3. So for this round also we will have the same pattern, because we need 3 empty spaces or 3 gaps, one on top of the other. We will follow the same pattern, make 8 double crochets, chain 1 and skip the gap space, and then make 17 double crochets. So continue the same pattern, and at the end we will join with a slip stitch to our first stitch. See, now we have 3 gaps, one on top of the other for the bottom part of our dragonfly. So at the end of the round, slip stitch and then make a chain of 3. Now make another double crochet on the next stitch and one more double crochet on the next stitch. So we made 3 double crochets. So after that we are going to make a chain of 10. So this is the wings of the dragonfly. So we're going to make a chain of 10 and also then skip 10 stitches. So that is 5 on this side of the gap and 5 on the other side of the gap, and on the 11th stitch we are going to make a double crochet. So make 7 double crochets on the other side. So we're going to make 7 double crochets here. So we have completed 7 double crochets. So after that we are going to again make the wings of the dragonfly by making a chain of 10. After making chain of 10 we will skip 5 stitches on this side of the gap and 5 stitches on the other side of the gap, and then make 4 more double crochets to end this round. So slip stitch at the end of the round. So after slip stitch make a chain of 3. So we have made the bottom wing of the dragonfly. Now we are going to make the top wing. So make a double crochet on the next stitch, and on the next stitch we are going to make 2 double crochets. And then we are going to make a chain of 4. Now we are going to make a single crochet into the 1 chain gap by stitching over the chain of 10 as well, as shown. So as you can see here, a pattern is formed. We have the top and the bottom wings. So for the other side also make a chain of 4 and then make 2 double crochets on the next stitch. Now make 1 double crochet each on each stitch for the next 5 stitches. Here you can see that the wings of the dragonfly is ready. So we will make 5 double crochets and then we will reach the other side of the cozy where we have the other dragonfly. So here too we will make 2 double crochets. The same pattern we will repeat on this side also. Make a chain of 4 and make a single crochet into the 1 chain space, chain 4 again, make 2 double crochets at the end and then make 3 double crochets for the remaining stitches and then slip stitch at the end of the round. So you can see we have 2 dragonflies, one on the front and one on the back side. Now for the next round we are going to chain 3. So here we are going to make the head of the dragonfly. So we are going to make 3 double crochets on the next 3 stitches and over the chain of 4 we are going to make 4 double crochets. So making 4 double crochets over this chain, and now for making the head we're just going to make a chain of 1 and then make another 4 double crochets over the chain of 4 of the previous row. So while doing this, a gap is created in the center that looks like the head of the dragonfly. So as you can see, we have the wings, the head and the tail part of the dragonfly. So now make 9 double crochets over each stitch. After making the 9 double crochets, we will reach the back side of the cozy where we have the other dragonfly. We will repeat the same pattern here, making 4 double crochets over the chain and then making a chain of 1 and then making another 4 double crochets over the chain and then we will make 5 double crochets on the remaining stitches and close off this round by slip stitching it to the first stitch. So we are closing this round by slip stitching it to the third chain of the first stitch. And we have our dragonfly pattern here ready. So we are going to chain 2. So we are just going to add 1 row of half double crochet. So for this round all we are going to do is make 1 half double crochet over each stitch. At the end of the row, we are just going to close it off with a slip stitch and then join the black yarn again. So here we are going to make a chain of 3. Here we will do the same pattern that we have done at the bottom with the black yarn. So we are going to make 2 double crochets, chain 2 and we skip the 2 stitches under it, and on the third chain make another double crochet and another double crochet on the next stitch and then chain 2 again. So basically for this entire round we are going to make 2 double crochets in 2 stitches, skip the next 2 stitches and make chain 2 over it and then 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So that's what we are going to do for the rest of the round. Slip stitch at the end of the round to the first stitch, and then we are going to slip stitch our way to the center part of the 2 double crochets. After that, we are going to make 5 double crochets over the chain 2 part. So we are going to make here a scallop stitch. So for that, in the chain 2 gap area, we are going to make the wings. So that is the 5 double crochets, and we are going to slip stitch it to the center part of the 2 double crochets. So you can see here, we started off with a slip stitch at the center and then made 5 scallop stitches, and then again we slip stitch it to the center of the double crochet. So we are going to repeat this same pattern for the entire round. At the end, we are going to slip stitch, and the tail yarn that we have, we can stitch it into our existing stitches using a crochet hook, or we can also use a needle to do the same. Our cozy is ready, and we are going to put it over our mason jar, and it fits perfectly. So as you can see, this looks pretty cool. You can use it to store your stationeries in it, or you can turn it into a very beautiful flower vase, or you can also turn it into a very cute lantern by placing a candle inside it, or lights inside it. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Please leave back your feedback in the comment section, and do subscribe to my channel and have a look at the other fun videos that are available in my channel, and give a thumbs up. Thank you.